Grandma, when did Grandpa build the Red Baron?
What was Grandpa what?
When did Grandpa build the Red Baron? By his shop? The swing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, good.
Everybody swing on that.
Well, the whole, every kid in West would love that.
We
And
sure did.
Kids that didn't, but there's two or three that old Duffer lives over that old building that says Merry Christmas on it. That old, what's his name, old,
Oscar or something.
oh. He come over one
Not
day and he says,
Oscar.
Frank, I'm just gonna warn you. You might have a lawsuit over that. You know, if one of those kids should play and get hurt on that, which they could, the parents could come back on you and they could sue you for everything you got. He took that literally. He thought that was it, and so that's why he took it down.
Mm.
How many years was it up?
He was afraid maybe it would happen, because some of them got pretty wild on it. Too.
Yeah, we got, I imagine, Greg and Todd,
Yeah, they really,
the
they'd
cousins,
Go, well, they'd go so high.
grandsons. Oh yeah,
Way
all
out
Claire's
on it,
boys
so.
and Troy and Marty.
But kids, all the kids in
All the
West
town
played
kids,
on that.
too.
Yeah.
Laura Lee.
Yeah.
The kids in Weston, they got so that they didn't even ask him. And then when he took part of it down, then they'd come and just coax him if he took the part that where they'd have to sit to do that he took it in the shop. And they'd come and knock on the back door and want to just plead with him to put it back up. And I guess it was hard for him to say no. Because they just loved it. There were not many things they could play with in Weston, you know. And he said, well, I'd like you to do that, but I'm so afraid you'll get hurt.
Mhm.
Oh, we won't get hurt. We won't get hurt. We just have fun. But he finally took it down.
The kids sure did have fun on it.
Why don't you tell us a little bit of the background of each one of your children's birth and why you picked the names that you picked for your children?
Why
Start
I
with Claire.
Should get her a drink of water.
well, I don't know why I call Claire Claire, because it don't fit him at all. He's too big of a man for the name Claire. That's too sissy of a name for anybody like Claire. And I know he don't like it. I don't know where I got that, but anyway, your dad said, I used to go with a fellow named, only his name was Clarence. And your dad would always say, oh, well, you thought that Claire was kind of like Claire. Says, oh, heavens, I didn't know it. I never even thought of such a thing.
It was Claire de Lune. You like that? No?
But I did. But I really named you because I thought it'd please my dad. But you know what he said to me?
What did he say to you?
Well, he said he'll never like his name. And if you liked it so well, why didn't you put it for the first name instead of put a Larry?
You
But
did.
know,
You did.
That's what Kelly said to me too. She says, "Oh, Grandma, why didn't you name Larry Andrew?" She said, "I love that name. That's her little boy's name."
You did name me Andrew.
I
Andrew
know, but
Larry.
it's your second name, and it's not your first name. And
No, you named me Andrew Larry. It's me that changed
oh, it
it.
was you that changed it.
It's just
Yeah,
like
that's
Grandpa.
right.
Grandpa says he'll never like his name, so he'll change it, and I did change it to Larry Andrew.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so thoughtful. Did you say if anybody like her?
No.
I never
That's
even
nice.
asked for a drink.
Just wanted to dry up.
Well, how come you named me Larry?
After
Well,
Larry.
I'll tell you, we did
Stop.
put that, Larry. You know, we had such a good time when we went to Philadelphia to have Claire operated on, and nobody called Uncle Doc
That story too. That's
his real name. He was Larry Hatch to everybody, and I said, I think that's a cute name, Larry, and. But I told your dad, I said, don't you tell him, because I was pregnant with you when we went back. And we had to think twice that night. I think we should have made a trip like that. It was in the winter. Imagine us leaving Weston and go clear to Philadelphia.
Especially in cars those days.
I must not have had an ounce of sense.
How come you went back to Philadelphia?
That's when Claire was 4 years old and he had that hernia. And the heavens, they don't think anything about a hernia. They're out in 3 days,
Yeah.
sometimes quicker than that. And they do so good, but Uncle Doc and Aunt Fern said they want us to come and see him, see a trip. So Uncle Doc, I don't know whether they wrote or whether they called, and they said, well, why don't you bring him back here? He said, all it'll cost you is $1. You have to pay, when you come to register at the hospital, you have to pay $1. That's all it'll cost for his operation. He'll be operated on by a doctor by the name of Dr. Eliason, or whatever, finest physicians, surgeons. And he says we can have the best of care, and we could go, get him operated on, and then we could just leave the nurses to take care of him while Fern shows you around, and takes you around Philadelphia and up to New York and all those places. Well, they made it sound so dang good that we decided that maybe we would do it. And I don't know, I guess we just thought Uncle Larry was the clear stuff, you know. So, wait a minute, he was too smart. You can't fool doctors very good. I never said a word to him that anything that I was expecting you. But when we drove off, they went out quite a few miles with us, and then till we was on the right road to go. And Fern said, when we watched the car go, he says, well, there goes the 3 of them. And
4 of them.
Uncle Doc says, you mean there goes the 4 of them.
Oh.
And she says, what do you mean the 4 of them? She says, well, she's expecting another baby. And I never, ever told him a word about that. Isn't that funny? He suspected that. I don't know, and I didn't. I never said I was sick or anything. Sometimes I didn't feel so good. But boy, did they make it nice for us while we was there. That Claire was just like treated like a king when he's in there, because all the nurses, they thought so much of Dr. Hatch. And they, you know how I guess they just thought everything they'd do to get on the good side of him. He had more toys than Brandon's got. There's the big shops right in the hospital. They'd buy stuff, and the nurses would buy things for him. And so anyway, and there's all that. At first, he wasn't very good. He cried at first, but they told us, they said, now when we put him in there, you've got to forget about him. He's in good care. He's in a lot better care than if he's up. Because the reason they put him in, wasn't going to put him in for about 10 days, or because he picked up the change of water and that. He picked up some kind of a infection from the water. I think he's giving him some tests, and they're going to get that straightened up first. But he was out playing with the football, with Martin's football along the street, and he wandered away, just like little kids do. And my gosh, he got lost. And it was they lived right on Baltimore Avenue, that busy, busy street that goes straight through from Philadelphia into Baltimore. And couldn't find him.
But scared you to death.
We thought it was going to go crazy. And so, of course, when after the doc come home, oh, Ellie, we got hot. We didn't get HCWQ. He was so mad. He says, well, I'm going to put him in the hospital where he's protected. You can't, they'll take care of him there. You can see you can't take care of him.
How did you find him?
Well, a lady, Aunt Fern had this colored maid, you know. And she went, because they told us, we didn't know where, they were afraid we'd get lost too, so they told us to stay put.
She
And
just
Fern
had
went
to
one way,
worry.
and this lady, this colored maid's name was Georgia. And Georgia went another way, and that other lady went another way. But anyway, they called the police, and anyway, this policeman said, oh, I believe I found your boy for you. He's standing right over there, right on the curb of Baltimore Avenue, watching the cars go by. And would that be him? And I first says, oh my Lord, oh yes, that's him. And she got him. But And she says, oh, I don't know, don't tell Elsie about that, he'll kill me.